Hello guys, Columbus here. Today we are going to talk about the Baliplus Gaboon. Here's the box of the Baliplus Gaboon. Pretty much they are all the things you get in box: bushings, pivots, screws, and all. Let's talk about the Gaboon. A first test and overview. Let's hear the tune. Okay, there's a little wiggle, but that's not really the sound of tap, because there are some pins inside the screws at the base of the handles, which makes some strange noises because there are some spaces like here, but there are no problems. Okay, now let's take a look also the comparison with the Gaboon of D. Something that can be noticed is the surface area of the handles and the handle gap. The surface on the Gaboon of the Baliplus is smooth and flat, while the Gaboon is a bit rounded, and obviously they are different because Baliplus Gaboon is anodized while the Gaboon is stone washed. Okay, let's now see a bit of flipping of the tube before a final comment on the Gaboon itself. Well, the flipping of the Gaboon is pretty much very smooth. You can do almost every move without any issues. Chaplins feels sticky, no problem at all. So I'd say it's very good. Let's see the Gaboon comparison. The main difference other than the fact that the Gaboon isn't tuned is the feeling of the handles. The Gaboon feels a bit more stickier to the hand, while the Baliplus Gaboon is a little bit less stickier. Some problems for flipping, but they pretty much flip in the same way. What's next? Okay. Okay, about the tune, I'd say it's 8 out of 10. About the flipping, it's 9 out of 10. And let's talk about the handles while we are here. The handles of the Gaboon are very smooth on the surface areas, on the main handles, and flat, and that's a problem because the grippiness of the Gaboon is a bit lacking respect to the Gaboon, and sometimes it can be noticed while flipping and doing stuff like aerials or something similar. Normally it's sticky, but the flatness makes it a bit problematic. So I'd say it's an 8.5 out of 10. As I said, the grippiness of the Gaboon feels a little bit lucky in the terms of lackness, so I'd give it a 7 out of 10. But normally it's okay. With a bit of maybe roundness, it can be better. Okay, let's talk about the balance. The balance of the Gaboon is really noticeable because there's a weight system inside, as you can see. My favorite weights are positioned in the second space, starting from the blade, and I give it a 9 out of 10 because it's one of the best systems I ever seen so far that can carry out like multiple preferences in terms of balances. So mine is a little bit blade biased. No, I mean, sorry, a little bit handle biased. Pretty much everything I can say about that, and yeah, you can swap the weights as much as you can, and one thing that I can say is that maybe a better way of swapping weights would be great, but it's not something we can ask for in a simple way. So for now, this is the best balance system I have ever seen so far, that allows the user to have multiple balances instead of only putting weights inside the handles. I mean in the end of the handles, like always, or on the blade, on a trainer blade or something like that. Okay, talking about the sound. Okay, the sound of the Baliplus Gaboon is something peculiar because it's quiet, it's crispy and also nutty, but quiet. Same thing for the Gaboon. As you can see, it's very quiet. Okay, I just need So not bad. The sound is so 8 out of 10. About the quality, also 8 out of 10. The quality is there. In fact, you can see it respect to the Gaboon, which has a tune that isn't really good, while the Baliplus Gaboon is nearly tuned to standard. I mean, something that can be seen. Other things I can't say for sure. And talking about the price range. The price range of the Baliplus Gaboon is different based on what you get. Getting a Balisong like this one of a Baliplus Gaboon, it will be around $128. But if you add something else like anodization, etc., it would cost more, like around $155. It depends also on customization, because I asked for a custom one, so it costed even more, like $60 more or something like that. Okay, about the value of this Balisong, I give a 8.5 out of 10 value respect to money you spend, because as you can see from the price tag, it's something that is 3 times cheaper as a original one. So it's something that you need to consider by a clone or a original. And so overall I give this Balisong a tier of S. Overall I think it's a really good compromises in everything you can get, because it's light, it's flippable, you can do every move. It sticks to the hand. It can be for beginners, for intermediate flippers, for everyone, because it has an assistant that can satisfy everyone's preferences. But something to remember is that Baliplus Gaboon is a really lightweight Balisong, so this is something you should keep in mind. Before buying it. And also another thing that you should consider is that the handles are very, very thin. I mean, respect to classic standard Balisongs like these, the dimensions are much thicker, a bit more, like 2, 3 or 4 millimeters. So it will change a lot the flipping and the performances. Keep that in mind. And it could be for beginners. I mean, it can and it should be for beginners, but it's not, because it really costs too much for beginners. I mean, as a beginner, if I have bought something like that, I would have experienced a very good changement in balance and everything, so I can learn a lot more, but the price tag is so high for beginners that I can't recommend it. And last thing I want to say about the Baliplus Gaboon is the look of it, because the first time I saw it, it was something like this in a video of Ethan, and it was so plain that I really didn't like it. But then after I've tried it and saw it in action and feel it, I finally understood a lot more about the balances of Balisongs, so you should keep that in mind. And that's all for what I can say about the video of the Gaboon. Okay guys, remember that you can find everything that I have said in a precise and accurate way in the video description. So if you have doubts about something, just click that and you will see that it will be everything clear. I'm new, so it's really difficult for me to do all this kind of stuff. So let's see each other on another video. Bye guys.